What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Shipping out some orders this morning. We got, I believe, 17 orders going out the door today. So we're gonna be shipping those out this morning. Feel free to hang out, like the live, ask some questions, see what sold, all that good stuff. Lots of eBay sales yesterday. We have 11 eBay orders total, so eBay was popping off. I had six early in the morning. By like, I want to say it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, 6 orders, and then all of a sudden orders just died. So yeah, yesterday was like super slow, and I thought this morning we wouldn't have that much. We just have those 6 orders and a couple from Poshmark and Mercari. Then overnight we sold quite a few on Poshmark. Not Mercari, Depop. We sold quite a few on Depop yesterday. Sold a bunch on Poshmark, and then all of a sudden eBay just turned back on last night. I had a bunch of offers. I had a message this morning from somebody wanting to buy multiple items and they want to figure out combined shipping. So should have that order coming in later. So all of a sudden eBay turned back on. It was weird yesterday. Early morning, great sales, and then it just died the rest of the day. Just fell off. I thought I got like a negative review or something. That's usually what happens. After you get a negative review, your store will start to die off, but nothing, just slow day. Slow day yesterday. What's up, Juliet? What's up, Jen? What's up, Natalie? What's up, Kevin? Everybody's here this morning over on YouTube. Appreciate you guys hopping on in. Again, feel free to ask questions as I'm shipping out orders, or you can just hang out, see what's sold, and you can see the prices I'm getting for stuff, so that way you know what to pick up when you're out there thrifting. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with Poshmark orders first. First up is a good sale. It is a tie sale. This is a men's Brioni tie. It's like a bronze goldish tie color, really good one to look out for. Even though it's plain, this color is what's going to sell this tie. I listed this pretty high because I didn't see many in this colorway, so I listed this for like $60 just to see what kind of offers I'd get in. And I had somebody over on Poshmark offer me a couple times. They started at $30. We met at $37, and that's what they paid for this. So $37. I bought this at a thrift store. I want to say I paid like $3 for this at the thrift store. At Red, White, Blues, either $3 or $4. But good little sale right there. That one's going to go right into a Tyvek envelope and ship out. I know this is a priority mail envelope, and people are going to think, like, why are you shipping this priority mail? It's only because it's Poshmark. Poshmark gives me a priority mail label, and I'm able to use the free priority mail supplies to ship my items. So that just goes right into a Tyvek like that and ships out easy peasy. There we go. Next up, we got a Polo Ralph Lauren gray plaid shirt. Just a basic polo piece. Just a nice like flannel shirt. Nothing too crazy about this one. This one sold for $23 over on Poshmark. This one's just gonna slide right in, ship out. I love Poshmark orders because Poshmark's so easy to ship. If all my sales were Poshmark orders, I would be done shipping, and I could ship 50 orders in like 10 minutes. All right, that one's thrown in there, and that one's shipped out. And last Poshmark sale is a pair of those Xenia jeans. I picked up quite a few of these at City Thrift over like a 2-week span. I think I grabbed 6 of these in total. So somebody must have donated their whole stock to City Thrift. I ended up finding these, and these sold for $40. I think I paid, you guys can go watch the video. I think I paid $11 a piece for these, 11 or 12 bucks. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that one sold for 40. We actually have another pair going out today too. How long does the seller have to respond to an offer on list it? I think it's 24 hours. 24 hours to an offer. You can also message the buyers too if like you guys are close on price and you want to like talk back and forth. But yeah. Do you cross list everything or just certain things? Almost all clothing gets cross listed to all platforms. So when I'm doing my listings now, I'm using Nifty to create the listings. As soon as I'm done using the photos to create the listings, it automatically gets cross-listed to 4 platforms. The only stuff I don't cross-list to all platforms is if I ever list hard goods, I don't cross-list hard goods. Also, if it's like a very, very expensive thing, like if it's like a $400 jacket, those are things I won't cross-list to Mercari, and I won't cross-list to Depop because I feel like their seller care is not as good as Poshmark and eBay. So if somebody stole that item, I'd probably be out that $400. So those are 2 platforms I don't list high dollar items on. I just keep those on Poshmark and eBay. Do you have a Whatnot show this weekend? I do. It's already scheduled. I'll probably show some items. I got a huge consignment order in yesterday, and I have more coming, I think today or tomorrow. There's another round of consignment coming in. I have somebody else who's consigning that has really good stuff. So the next couple Whatnot shows are going to be crazy. Next weekend, I don't think we're going to do one because we're going to be out of town midweek next week for my birthday. So we probably won't get a show set up for next weekend, but the following weekend we'll be back on track. But this weekend show is going to be crazy. We're giving away all the Starbucks tumblers that we have. I'm going to go grab some gift cards to give away too. So we're going to have tons of giveaways. I have a bunch of brand new tag items, like tons of Grayson polos, just a bunch of like really good, like really good brand new tag items. And then I got all that consignment that came in. So we're going to have a mix of pre-owned and brand new tag show. It's going to be fun. What's up, D the God? D the God in the house. What's up, Christine? Good afternoon from Calhoun, Georgia. What's up? Calhoun, Georgia in the house. What's up, Francis? Welcome in. Appreciate everybody hopping on in. We just got started, so you guys didn't miss much. Just missed Poshmark orders. That's it. Speaking of Xenia jeans, we have another pair of Xenia jeans. These sold over on Depop land, of all places, selling designer jeans on Depop. There we go. So I paid $16.05 for these specifically. These sold for $40 over on Depop. Remember, Depop has almost no fees, so I paid $2.26 in fees on these. Sold over on Depop, pair of Xenia jeans. So that's 2 in one day. One selling over on Poshmark, the other selling over on Depop. I'll take it. Late night or late morning. Did I change the title? I didn't change the title, did I? Well, I can't change it now, so we're not listing, obviously. I just totally forgot to change the title. Oh, well. You guys see what it is. I'll change the title afterwards. Yeah, late night. I'm never awake. I'm more awake late night than I am early morning, obviously. I forgot to change the title. Good old me. I was sitting here for like 10 minutes getting ready for the stream. I didn't do anything about changing the title. All right, next sale is a Polo Ralph Lauren striped polo shirt. There's nothing crazy about this one. It's just a simple striped polo shirt. This one actually sold rather quickly. With these, if you grab these, you got to grab them cheap. If you're at the bins, I would highly suggest picking up polos that look like this, just basic polos, because you're probably paying less than $1 a piece for these, or right around $1 a piece. I usually sell these between $17.99 to $19.99 plus shipping. It's an easy $10 plus profit. They're super easy to list, super easy to ship, and I've been testing these out. This one I sold for $18 over on Depop. So again, if you're at the bins, you see these kind of polos, you're hesitant on picking them up, I would just take really good cover photos, make a really good listing, and you're going to be able to make a $10 profit. You probably could find these all day at the bins. I actually need to go back to the bins. Maybe I'll go to the bins tomorrow. I need to go back to the bins and just try it. I just need to try it. Really give it a good effort. Every time I go, I don't give it a good effort. I need to give it a good effort. Just try it. Just try it. Do you do all photos and listings on your phone and never use a laptop? I do all photos on my phone. I upload those photos into Nifty. I finalize the listings on my computer. So the only time I use my computer now is when I'm finalizing listings, just because it's quicker to just go through it and scroll through it on the computer than it is on the phone. But technically, I could do the entire listing on my phone if I wanted to. Slow week for shipping. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a slower week. My sales have been okay. Yesterday was a good day in sales, so yesterday saved the week for sure. I missed the beginning. When are you going live with the new tag items? It's Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Whatnot. If you've never been on Whatnot before, I'm going to drop a link in the chat right now. This link is going to get you $15 spent for free. There's no catches. There's nothing like that. It's just Whatnot's way of having me be able to give you some credit to be able to use on the show for your first time. And that way you get addicted to buying on Whatnot, because trust me, you will get addicted to buying on Whatnot. So there's a link in the description or in the chat right now. You click on that link, or I think if you use code KWayShop, if you go over to Whatnot, you'll get $15 spent for free. And then come out to this weekend show. This weekend's show is going to be amazing. We're going to do a lot of 10-second sudden death. I'm going to go wild. We're going to do lots of giveaways. I might do some surprise giveaways on you guys because you guys have been really supporting the channel. So I gotta get back a little bit too. So you guys are going to have fun this weekend. That's all I got to say. Is it safe to show the Hermes and Louis Vuitton ties on Whatnot show if I start bids at 30 to 40? Or should I do eBay Poshmark? You can do those on Whatnot. We've had good luck selling ties on Whatnot. So if I could just sell ties on Whatnot, I would just sell ties. They're so easy to show. especially if you get ones with like really good patterns. Just make sure they're authentic. Just authenticate them, because you can't sell fakes on whatnot. You'll get banned. Especially if you're a newer seller, you really don't want to do that. So make sure they're authentic. If you know they are, I would show them. $30 to $40 for Hermes and Louis Vuitton ties is not a bad deal at all. There'll be somebody that comes through and buys those. What's up, Lag? Shows how I'm paying attention. I just saw the red dot and came in to watch. Yeah, I know. I clearly wasn't paying attention because right now this is a late night listing live. Looks like you had a Macy's donate a lot of clothing to Goodwill here. I've got 15 Eileen Fisher tops. I've been seeing that too. I wonder if some big name box store donated a bunch of goods to Goodwill, because over the last couple weeks I've found a bunch of Robert Graham, a bunch of Marine Layer, all brand new with tags. That's why when I made that video I knew there was probably going to be Marine Layer there, even though I completely missed it, because I've been finding a lot. So check your Goodwills. They might have got a big donation. Somebody might be trying to write off a bunch of taxes and they just donated a bunch to Goodwills. For the bins, just read the room. Most are t-shirt bros. Quickly look through the bins. Oh yeah, my sister actually goes to the bins close to us. She literally says like they throw like Johnny Was to her. They're like going through just looking for those $10-15 vintage t-shirts, and they're like chucking Lululemon, Johnny Was, Fiore everywhere. And she just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll take that. The $100 Johnny Was top. They threw back Magnolia Pearl jeans to her. She was going through the bins and somebody went through the jeans and chucked the jeans at her, and she saw what they were and she just grabbed them up. And I think she sold them for like, I want to say it was like $300 or $400 in pre-owned condition. Magnolia Pearl. Yeah, they don't know those brands. They just know vintage t-shirts. They're just looking for tags. Have you heard of the new cross-lister Riva? I've never heard of Riva. Ever. I do everything except ship from my phone. Nifty AI list also. Yeah, you can do everything from your phone. Yeah, I don't ship from my phone either. I ship obviously from the computer. But did you watch Big Yummo's Better Lister review? I went it exactly how the software performed. Pretty bad. I haven't looked at anything Better Lister. I will say I listened to Tech's. He put out another post. Oops, sorry. He put out another post the other day and said, again, the first ever AI listing software that can use photos for eBay. I'm like, no, it's not. You're leading people down the wrong path. I get it. It's a business strategy. It's him trying to get a bunch of people to sign up for it. But what he's saying is false. Even in his YouTube video, it talks about how other listers do the same exact thing, but his does it better. So you can't be the first, but also have others that do the same exact thing. But I get what he's doing. He's trying to get people to sign up. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I don't know if I'm going to try it. I think Nifty does a great job, and it cross lists all at once. It's a little bit slower than his. I like how fast his works, where he can just drag and drop, but also he built it so it's good for his system and not for everybody's system. Like the SKU system, not everybody uses a SKU system that individually goes up. That's what he teaches, but not everybody uses that. So Nifty's more user friendly for people that use bin systems and things like that. So yeah, but his is faster. I got to give him that. I'm actually talking to Nifty about taking and being able to drag like all your photos all at once into Nifty and just having it upload. I think that's a huge benefit that she needs to implement, because doing that with his it definitely is faster, especially if you do it from the computer. I do everything from the phone, so there is no drag and drop really from the phone. I guess you could highlight and select, but it's probably quicker just to go through and add your photos. Yeah, but his is definitely faster when it comes to that. Pricing on his, I would never ever trust a AI software to give you accurate pricing on your items. I just wouldn't. I would go in. I actually like how Nifty doesn't give prices, because then that gives people more. That makes people more inclined to just trust that price and just list with that price. But you could be undershooting or overshooting, because it's only using its details that it grabs from eBay search, kind of like what eBay does with suggested prices, and just throws one up. And I would highly suggest going through and actually looking up your items and putting an accurate price based off of your research and not the research from an AI software. So I actually like how Nifty doesn't put that price in. I just put a bunch of Polo and Lafayette 141 new tag belts on a Whatnot show. I got lucky. They are nice and cheap. Let's go. Awesome. You just put a bunch of Polo. So you're selling it or you're buying it? I don't. If you bought them really cheap, that would be awesome. If you got them really cheap and you're able to sell them cheap, that's a good way to build a Whatnot audience. Yeah, the vintage kids are funny. I don't really go to the bins, so I don't really see any of the vintage bros. I see them at like thrift stores. They just sit there all day and wait for new racks. They're on the Flipper Morning Crew this morning on TikTok talking about it on his platform. Nice. I talked about this like I talked about this like 2 weeks ago. Another reseller reached out to me and said that there's platforms reaching out to resellers to Sting and AI software. Basically, it's like a tech company or a tech group that has already created the software, and they're just reaching out to the influencers to basically put their name on it and then put out the same software as everybody else. I don't think that's what Tech did. I think Tech went and found somebody that actually knows how to do. So you'll see a lot of those kind of softwares coming out over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure I've been offered. I just never check my DMs when I get those offers. I just don't even look at them because it's not worth my time. But there's going to be a lot of softwares like that coming out because there's a lot of talk around the space. I'd rather just have Nifty build out something crazy good and I just promote Nifty. That's how I'm going to do it. I recently joined Depop, mistakenly listed. Cutco, yeah, I was suspended. Yeah, you can't list anything like not clothing related. You can't even list golf clubs or anything like that because they'll basically say that you're listing harmful goods. So yeah, just be careful with that. Surf's got his account taken away. I think Bearded got one of his accounts taken away for listing a golf club. So yeah, and you made a new one. The only way to make a new one, I think the way Surfs did it was he created the new account on his computer and he never logged in on his phone. As soon as you log in on your phone, they will track that it's you and then they will cut you off. So if you just do it on your computer and you never log in on your phone, that means you have to check everything on your computer. You should be able to get around it. I think that's how Surfs did it. Ask him. He's better at that because he's a bad boy and he got suspended. But yeah, I think that's how the workaround works. The moment he just published those listings on that video without checking, I laughed so hard. Yeah, I saw the prices. If you watch his Better Lister video, again, the software looks like it works really well. I just would never trust an AI software to give me accurate pricing. It just wouldn't. In that video, he had a Tommy Bahama brand new Attack swimsuit for like $79.99. There's no way in the world that suit will sell for $79.99. There's just no way. I sell clothing all day. I know for a fact that is like at TJ Maxx. You can find that swimsuit, and if you look up sold comps, I'm sure that swimsuit sells for. I would personally price it for like around $39.99, and that's like top end. Unless it's like a rare suit that I didn't see, but in my opinion, that's not an accurate price. And if he just went through and priced those, it's bad. It's bad to show that because it makes it seem like it's good pricing, so everybody else will trust it. And then once people start listing with his prices and things start selling either super fast because they're underpriced or they sit forever because they're overpriced, then people are going to get mad at a software. So you should be genuine and be like, hey, this is overpriced. You got to really be careful when this prices too. So that's up from him. And yeah, he's marketing. He's not a bad guy by any means, but I would just be careful. Be careful with that kind of stuff. That's why I like to try to be transparent when I'm talking about Nifty, because I don't want anybody signing up for Nifty and being mad at me because I told them the wrong thing. Like I'm genuinely using it how I use it every single day. I'm not trying to lead you guys astray. I just listed a bunch of Polo Lafayette belts and new tags. I got from Whatnot. Got you. Okay, cool. I got super lucky. Nice. There are some good Whatnot shows out there. There are some good Whatnot shows. They used a price given of $20 for Aviator Nation. He sold instantly. Yeah. See, you gotta look up the prices. You gotta. I think he's starting to say now more, hey, you guys got to look up prices. I think he's starting to say that, but right when he put it out, it was like, oh, this is the best software ever. You're never gonna have to do anything. You just load it in, and that's just, it's just false. It's just not true. I still haven't been able to cross list from Nifty. I tried to contact Nifty, but never been able to talk to a person. I have no clue. Tony, I'll give her this comment. Their customer service is usually 24 hours they respond. Like it's usually less than 24 hours for most people who have ever talked to customer service. So I'll reach out and I'll let them know that you're trying to reach out to them. I'll send them this point in the live and try to get you contact with them. But are you reaching out to them? Are you reaching out to them via the contact button at the bottom? Are you using the proper email to reach out to them? All those need to be done, and they always reach back super fast. She's on vacation this week, but she has people that take care of all of her issues behind the scenes, so should be good. Depop delisted a set of handmade dryer balls, citing they were electronics. That's a Depop. That's good. What's up, Carolyn? Just transitioned Nifty. a week ago and have been getting almost daily sales now. Love it. Let's go. See, Nifty. Just cross it. It's so easy. Create your listings on Nifty, cross list them instantly. It's great. Does Robert Graham make women's items? They do. They make women's tops, swimwear. Yeah, basically everything they make in men's, they make in women's as well. Shoes, everything. So, yeah, I emailed Nifty once and they responded back in 10 minutes. That's usually how it happens. So as long as you have the right address, they'll respond super duper fast. They get back to you really, really quick. Sounds weird. Is there a good desk to buy to set up? Is there a good desk to buy to set up business? I was thinking electronic. So the desk that I use, I would highly suggest going to Facebook Marketplace and looking for businesses that are closing down and have excess desks and get yourself a standing desk. That's what I have right here. So if my back ever starts hurting, I just raise this desk up. Like at night when I'm working with you guys, I have the desk raised so I can just walk back and forth. I don't have to sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, because that's when you hurt your back. So I would highly suggest a standing desk, and then look on Facebook Marketplace for businesses that are closing down, where you can grab one of these in pre-owned condition, super cheap. These two desks, I got two of these. They're called Fully Desk, Fully. I got these dirt cheap because the business was closing down and they had like 80 of these desks and they had to get rid of them in I think it was 2 weeks they had to get rid of 80 desks. So when I pulled up, there was 3 other people pulling up and people were just grabbing these for their businesses. I grabbed 2. I think I paid $200 for both of these together. And I went and grabbed one and it fit perfectly in this room. And I was like, I need to go back and grab another. So I called them back and I said, hey, let me reserve one more for me. Went back and grabbed the second one for Kayla. Love standing desks. So if you can buy a standing desk, get them on Facebook in pre-owned condition, because desks, pre-owned condition, wipe them down. They're basically brand new. You're going to dirty them up anyway using them. So you might as well not pay for a brand new one. Never a problem with Nifty customer service. They literally got back to me within an hour. Yeah. So if you're having issues, I would highly suggest, going down to the contact me button. It should open up. I think it opens up straight to your email, or it gives you the email to message them at. But I'll send her this live and try to get you some help. I will say she's on vacation right now, so I send her an Instagram message. I do have her personal number, but I don't use that unless I need to reach out to her. Yeah, I'll send her this, Tony, for you. Any future consigner unboxings coming up? They're always fun. If you guys want one, I can do one tonight. I have 2 huge boxes. Actually, I have a huge box and a medium-sized box. So if you guys want that tonight, I can do an unboxing on Whatnot and just rack this stuff. Or I can just do one on live. I don't have to be on Whatnot. I can just do it on live. The only benefit to Whatnot is if somebody sees something they like, they can just buy it straight off me. Rising desk, sorry, walking darn phone. You're going with a plus, a treadmill underneath, multitask. Oh yeah, you can do the treadmill thing too. I know a lot of resellers that do that. They put a treadmill underneath and they just walk and they get their steps in. So, brand Scotch and Soda. I picked up a Scotch and Soda piece yesterday. I will say most of the pieces are not worth the pickup. Yesterday at Goodwill, I found a Scotch and Soda denim trucker jacket, and I grabbed that one for $10. It was like, yeah, it's a good pickup. The sell-through isn't amazing right now, but those will sell in the wintertime, so that's why I grabbed it. I wish I would have done a live, a Meta Glass video at the thrift store yesterday. I went to Goodwill and it was just hit after hit after hit. I was like, man, I always go to the thrift store without the Metas and I always find a ton of stuff. And then right when I start finding it, I'm like, man, this would make for such a good video. I could have brought my camera out, my phone, but I was just the Metas. I got to do the Metas. Do you have to input your bank details each time for withdrawals on Posh? No, I just have my bank details put in once, and I've had it put in for a year now, or not, longer than that, since I started, 2018. I've had the same bank information. I just press a button, and it just comes right to my bank account. I'm new to Nifty. I've been listing on Poshmark and then syncing to Nifty, then cross-list to eBay. I list from my phone because I pull the pics from there. Is there an easier way? Should I be listing straight from Nifty? From my phone, I feel like it is an easier way that I'm not utilizing. So there's multiple ways. The way you're doing it, you actually save a credit. When you sync into Nifty, you don't use a credit when you do that. So if you already have it on Poshmark, you sync it, you saved yourself a Poshmark credit. If you do list inside of Nifty and then cross list to all platforms, if you're just doing eBay and Poshmark, you would use 2 credits every time you create a listing. So depending on what plan you have, might adjust the way you think about this. But the easiest way for us now is to just load the photos into Nifty, and Nifty does the rest. Like this morning, Kayla was taking photos. Kayla was taking photos. Let me get to the page right here. Kayla was taking photos, and this is what our Nifty looks like. So after the live today, all I have to do is go through and add a couple extra keywords in here. They leave space to add keywords, so you can add those in, and she's already listed all of these. There's that suit supply blazer that I picked up. This is the exact title that Nifty built for us for that suit supply. As you can see, it has the special fabric in there, that it's wool, it's a two-button suit, it's a jacket, all that good stuff. So I'll go through here and add the couple extra keywords I need to, and then I'll put that listing live. That's the way we've been doing it. I've liked it. But if you already have a system that works on Poshmark and you just want to keep syncing, that's great too. Because again, you save yourself credit when you do that. So, all right, cool. I might do an unboxing later tonight. I'll do an unboxing later tonight, as long as Joey goes to bed on time. Because yesterday he was up till, that little boy was up till 12 o'clock last night. I was like, I wanted to do a listing live, but there's no way. There's no way. He was just up. All right. Let's do this one really quick. Polo Ralph Lauren navy polo shirt. Again, simple polo shirt. Nothing too crazy about this one. Oh no, it's Oxford. Sorry, it's an Oxford shirt, long sleeve. Paid $3.21 for this. Just plain blue, or not plain blue, plaid. Got this at a thrift store and it sold for $20.70, and that's a Depop sale, so it'll go into a bag. Any word on Nifty doing Facebook? I think the next platform she's going to do is actually going to be Whatnot and not Facebook, because I begged her not to do Facebook first. I get it. There's a lot of people that do Facebook. Personally, I think you guys will enjoy Whatnot before Facebook. I know I will. I know most people in the chat would probably agree. Also, Facebook has been very, very weird lately. They've been taking away a lot of rules, putting in a lot of rules. There's a lot of resellers that don't like it anymore. So I think she's going to work on, and plus Facebook is going to be a little bit more technical than Whatnot would be. And I think she's already in talks with Whatnot. So hopefully Whatnot soon. And then Facebook later. For those of you who don't know, you can take your listings from eBay and put them on Whatnot, and if you cross list them there, they can just sit there and you can make stagnant sales. You don't have to be on Whatnot. I've actually made quite a few sales just literally listing items and people coming in and buying them. So Whatnot is good for that too, kind of similar to how most platforms work nowadays. All right, I just sold, there we go. Appreciate you. Jennifer, if you're here, Jennifer messaged me on eBay this morning and said that she wanted to buy a couple Tommy Bahama shirts from us and how combined shipping would work, and that she watches the channel. So I appreciate you. She just came through and bought 3 Tommies. So I'll basically, I'll have to ship those after live though, because I don't have them with me. But Jennifer, I got you. I'll combine those and then send that discount and shipping over your way. So I appreciate you. All right, let's get to shipping the rest of the stuff. First up, Billy Reed. This is a sleeper brand. It doesn't sell very, very fast when it comes to button-down shirts like this. But if you can get them cheap, grab them because they will sell. And they sell like Ralph Lauren shirts too. So I grabbed this in a bulk buy. I only paid $4 for this because this is not a brand that, again, sells really fast. So when I get it in bulk buys, I let the guy know like, hey, I can't pay too much for this because I know it's going to sit a little bit. But I know it'll sell. This one sold for $22.99 plus shipping. Again, grabbed it for $4. Nice, easy sale. Apologize on my voice too. I know my voice is starting to go out. It's going in and out. Fortunately, I was sick earlier this week. And once I usually get sick, it usually takes about a week and I start losing my voice. It's like a normal routine for me. So if you can't hear me as well, I apologize. I can feel it starting to go. All right, that one's going to ship out for 8 ounces. I'm going to pay $4.52 for my label. Buyer paid $7 for theirs. So I made a little bit of money on the shipping. And that one shipped. Next up, we got looks like a cool men's shirt that I paid $6.42 for. Men's cool, just nice plaid shirt. I almost grabbed one of these yesterday at the thrift, but it was too pricey. So I decided to leave behind, wait for it to go discounted. This one sold for $22.50. I just found a Billy Reed for the first time the other day for $5. Nice. Yeah, it's like again, I list those for like 22, unless they're like linen, or they have like a nice fabric blend, I might list them a little bit higher, or they're like a big size. But typically, yeah, $22.99 plus ship is what I list those for, and I try to grab them very, very cheap. What sizes were those Rock Rivals you picked up? 30 and 32. They're really good sizes. I wish I would have filmed when I saw them in the cart, and this is when I wish I had the metas with me, because you guys would have seen what I saw. I walked by the cart. The lady had just brought out a new cart, and I saw her, and I was like, crap, I hate when they bring out the carts and not the racks, because the racks I can go through really quick. But she brought out the cart, and these rocks were like buried in the bottom of the cart, so I had to wait for her to stock a little bit, because it was pretty full. And then Kayla and I walked by the cart. We were about to leave, and I had just glanced down into the cart. And again, if I was wearing the metas, you guys would have saw this. I glanced into the cart, and then I walked over to Kayla, took a couple steps. I was like, there's rock revivals in that cart. I know there is. And she's like, okay, well, wait a second. And the lady was taking off the next stack of jeans. She went to go stock those. I think they were pants. And she had the jeans in the bottom of the cart. So then I walked over to the cart, and I was like, oh, yeah, rock revival. And then I peeled that one up, and I saw that there was more underneath. I was like, oh, jackpot. And then I was like, please don't be small sizes, because I know that Goodwill prices up. They usually price their rocks at like 15 to 20 bucks. They only had those at 10. And I started peeling them up, and I saw the sizes. I was like, oh, such good sizes too. So I got lucky. Nice little restock. And that was like a midday. When everybody says you got to be at the thrift store first thing in the morning, you don't. We found so much good stuff at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. So you don't have to be there. You don't have to be there first thing in the morning. Here's another Tommy Bahama that sold. This is not from Jennifer's order. This is a different one. Men's medium Tommy Bahama shirt. Nice floral pattern. These, again, are selling like hotcakes. If you can find these at thrift stores cheap, pick them up, especially the 100% silk ones. This one sold for $29.99 plus shipping. Would have been live. People would have accused you planting at Goodwill. Oh, yeah, the Goodwill worker. Yeah. I thought people would say on that video, like, that wasn't a restock cart. That was somebody else's cart. You just stole that out of somebody's cart. But no, it was definitely a worker. I saw her. She was wearing a Goodwill vest. Yeah, people would have accused me of that. You planted those. You told them to bring it out. A good restock. That store always hits for us. So next time we do one of those meta videos, I am going to that store, and I'm going to make the meta video in that store, because it is such a good store. What's up, Amy? Amy's in the house. What's up, Amy D? Amy D in his house. All right. Next order is a poncho shirt. Make sure this is the right one. Men's poncho shirt. 55 bucks is what I sold this one for. Yeah, self-explanatory. Brand new with tag. Poncho shirt. Been selling these. The only size I have left of these now is medium. Medium seems to be the most unpopular size, but now mediums are selling because that's all I have left. So if somebody wants one of these from me, they got to buy a medium. But I sold out of all the rest. I think I might have 6 or 7 more of these left. They just continuously sell. I wish I would have bought more. I had opportunity to buy more of these, but I decided to pass because I was sitting on like 25 of them. I was selling like 1 per day. I was like, do I really want to buy more? Do I really want to spend that much money on more poncho shirts, even though it's a no-brainer? I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait. I got some whatnot stuff I need to purchase. I got some other things I need to purchase. I'm gonna pass. And then they started selling like hotcakes, and then that opportunity went away. So hopefully it comes back around. If it does, I'll definitely buy more, because we're selling them really, really fast, like this poncho shirt that also sold for $65. So yeah, poncho. Poncho, great brand. Pre-owned condition, new with tag condition, doesn't matter. Buy it. They're so good. You basically just grab them. They're good money. Put in a word at my Goodwill for the next good finds, please. And thank you. There you go. There you go. That one's going to ship out for 11 ounces as well. I think I might have one more shipping out too. Boom. Boom. $5.09. Buyer paid $6.90. Hey mate, finally caught you live. Question: are you using the 14.5 by 19 inch poly bags? Thought about the 10 by 13, but they seem too small. 10 by 13 is exactly what I use. That's what I use to put everything in. These 10 by 13 bags, these are shorts, and you can see that there's plenty of room for, like, you can fit a jacket in these. The 14.5 by 19 inch bags, those are massive. So if you put regular shirts in there, you would have so much extra space, and they're more expensive too. So I would highly suggest just doing the 10 by 11. 10 by 11 is perfect. What are the dimensions of your photo table? 4x4. I would suggest getting one that's a little bit bigger. 4x6 is what I should have done, but this was like a makeshift table. This is like a starter table. And when we move, I'll make a bigger table. But yeah, 4x4. You can get a wood board pre-cut already at Lowe's for that price. Jay Lindbergh, brand new with tag shorts. I got these on a Whatnot show. I forget what I was paying for these. I think I paid 29 bucks a piece for these, maybe a little bit less because there was a couple clear out shows that I caught. Holly over at Elux was doing a lot of Jay Lindbergh shows like a couple months ago, and I was just grabbing these. If they were good sizes, scooping them up. These sold internationally through the eBay Global Shipping Program for 54 bucks. Oh, poly mailers, same thing. The same size poly mailers is what I use. Yeah, the bigger ones, the only time we use those is if we're shipping out like big Whatnot orders. Sometimes we'll use those poly bags for those, but yeah, 10 by 11 should be perfect for what you need. I wouldn't go much bigger than that. I enjoy your videos. You make it look easy. It gives us newbies like myself confidence. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys watching too. All the new videos that are coming out. The meta videos, you guys are liking those. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's giving me some... it's making thrifting more fun for me too. Just going out there and just kind of throwing on the metas and making videos about it. It's fun. I just wish those metas would last longer because I would do Goodwill. I would do red, white, and blue trips with those metas if they lasted longer. They just die too fast. They need to fix that. They need to make it so it lasts longer. Anyways, another one right here. Poncho slim fit shirt sold for 55 bucks. 3 in one day. I love selling these. I should probably be at the top of search now when it comes to poncho shirts in the light blue color because I've sold so many of these mediums, and that's probably why they're selling faster now. It's because once you sell 2 or 3, you're basically at the top of search, and people will just buy from your listing. So it's nice. This one's going to ship out for 11 ounces. 11. I'm paying $5.80. Buyer paid $7.35. Miss the live thrifts? Yeah, as soon as kids go back to school, live thrifts. We use 10 by 13s, 12 by 15s, 14 by 20s for shoes and coats. Yep, I like that. I like having like multiple sizes just in case, you know, you have a big coat and it won't fit into the 10 by 13. You have a 12 by 15 hanging out. Organize them, make them look nice, and you can grab them very easily. So 10 by 11 or 10 by 13, both work great. This is good for like a 10 by 13 would work great for a shirt like this. I think this might be a 10 by 11 bag, so it's kind of tight. But both will fit shirts like this. These Brooks Brothers shirts will fit in a 10 by 13 or fit in 10 by 11. They're both almost the same exact thing. You're just talking about a couple extra inches. So, yeah. Anyways, Brooks Brothers shirt, $24.99. The reason I priced this one at $24.99 instead of $22.99 and it sold really fast is that it's men's size 2XL. So it's a bigger size. Bigger sizes sell better. If this was an XLT, I would have listed it even more. If it was a 2XLT, even more, so on and so forth. We just listed this just a couple days ago. I used Nifty AI to create the listing. This is what the listing title looks like. So for those of you who don't like Nifty's AI title, I'm telling you, it sells the items. She talked to eBay to create these titles, and this is the exact format they wanted. As you can see, this doesn't even have the word men's in the title. I didn't even put the word men's because I just forgot to put it in there. It doesn't even have the color in the title because it's already in the description multiple times. If somebody's looking for a blue-green Brooks Brothers shirt through eBay search, it'll automatically pull up. I should have put blue-green in there for Mercari and Depop and Poshmark. I usually do, but this one I forgot, and it's still sold, and it sold for full price. No offers, nothing like that. So Nifty's AI title does work. I know a lot of people are, when they first try it, they're like, wait, the size is at the end. I usually put it at the beginning. Trust me, you're going to get sales with it. On the Wild video are much great. Appreciate it. Reminds me of the days thrifting in Jacksonville, Florida. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I know sometimes they can be boring. Surfs. I was talking to Surfs about it last night, and he's like, but no, they're good because people listen to them in the background when they're doing work and stuff like that. And then when you find something, they'll hear you, and then they'll switch back over. And I'm like, yeah, I got to get past that mindset of the people that just show the best finds. And I think I'll do a couple of those videos where I just show like, you know, some of my best finds through the thrift trip, and I'll be able to film like multiple thrifts in the same day. But it's also good to like show people like people see influencers and they assume that we just find the greatest things at every single thrift store the whole time we're there, and it's just not true. I have to literally go through every single rack to find good stuff. As you guys can see from those videos, I go through every single piece in the men's section. Seen or heard of poncho, but they're pretty common. I live in Indiana. It makes a difference. Are they pretty common to find? They're harder to find because everybody's looking for them. But I found them in thrift stores before. If you watch my Bolo video, I went over poncho flannels. They're great. Everything poncho sells, so look out for it. It's the brand itself has such a crazy sell-through rate. Poncho long sleeve shirt. Cool, look at that. See, I told you guys, I'm at the top of search. If you just type in poncho long sleeve shirt, look who's at the front. That's my listings right there because I've already sold so many of them. So that's why I'm getting sales consistently, because people like this have theirs in pre-owned condition for $59.88. Mine's $64.99 with brand new with tax. But let's go to pre-owned poncho long sleeve shirts. 732 currently listed. And then we're going to scroll down to sold. And in pre-owned condition, sold long sleeves, there are 1,066 currently sold. So it's over 100% sell-through rate. Let's type in poncho short sleeve shirt. Poncho short sleeve shirt. In pre-owned condition, there's 1,053 sold. And listed right now, there's 2,000. So those short sleeves actually don't have 100%. Oh, this is bringing in other things too. So this isn't going to be all just poncho. This is also t-shirts too. Let's do fishing shirt. That might get the search a little bit better. 36 currently listed. Again, it's bringing up these. I don't know why. 36 currently listed, and there are 415 sold. So the brand poncho sells itself. You really don't have to do anything to it. Just take decent photos of it and it will sell itself. Such a great brand. Yeah, I think they have 10 by 11 on that same listing, Carolyn. If you go in to the listing and you can adjust down. I just have the ones that I always use. Those are the 10 by 13. So yeah, 10 by 13 is by far. You can fit jackets in those. You can fit jeans in those. I actually used to use a 10 by 11 and I changed to 10 by 13 because the 10 by 13s I needed more room, and I use them for everything, almost everything. Anything that's bigger than the 10 by 13 usually goes in a box anyway, because it's a little heavier, and it needs a little extra protection. Does eBay keyword search pull from item description? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's why Nifty puts it in the description. All those keywords are in the bottom of the description, because if somebody types out, for example, if you put Polo Ralph Lauren in, sometimes it puts the word preppy down in the description, and some people search the word preppy when they're searching Polo Ralph Lauren. So all that gets pulled into the search, title, everything. Not just the title, but the descriptions and all that stuff get pulled as well. When you use calculated shipping, do you use the standard 13 by 10 by 3 for the size? I use 9 by 11 by 2 when I use my polybag dimensions, because typically when I fold over that flap, it becomes a little bit smaller. So I do 9 by 11 by 2. I'll tell you this: if you do 10 by 13 by 3 and 9 by 11 by 2, when you're doing bags, the shipping difference there won't be a difference. That's just how calculated works on them. I've said this multiple times before. Here, let me ship out the next item. I'll show you what I mean by this, because it'll be easier to show instead of talk about it. So Polo Ralph Lauren men's size 2XL shirt. This one sold for $22.50. Best offer. Nifty sent a 10% out offer, and this person accepted. Now, when I throw this in the poly bag, I don't have a measuring tape near me, but this should be 9 by 11 by 2. 2 inches, 9 by 11, 9 by 11. But this is a completely different dimension than what I just said. That's why they don't factor in the dimensions for, especially for bagged items, because when it's rolling down the conveyor belt, this is a different length, width, and height than this is. So if they went through on every single one and said, oh, you're off, let me go check it, their employees would be checking these all day long, because the way the bag goes down the conveyor belt is different. If this item was in this bag and then slowly got bunched up near the bottom, so the bag like folded over on itself, it would be a different dimension than what you shipped it in. So bags, they don't really care about. Boxes is what they care about once it gets too long and too high with boxes. That's what they care about, because boxes you can't really adjust the length and width of, but these you can as they go down, if that makes sense. All right, that one's gonna be 13 ounces. So just put in close to what your dimensions are. You should be fine. What did you say? 13 by 10, 13 by 10 by 3. So 13 by 10 by 3 at 13 ounces, that's what this is, cost me $6.40 to ship. 9 by 11 by 2 cost me $6.40 to ship. There is no difference in shipping based off those dimensions. Now, if you did get really long, like a really long bag, you're shipping out something really long, then that would adjust the price of shipping. But typically when you have smaller items like what we're shipping, no matter what you put in, it'll all be the same calculated shipping. Doesn't matter. So just put in close. I just have a set one. I'm 9 by 11 by 2. I've always used it. Never had an issue with it. Never had a surcharge or anything like that when I'm shipping. All right, last few items, and then we're gonna head off. This is a retail arbitrage pickup. I couldn't believe I found this. I'm not gonna say where I found it, but I found it. It was a good find. 4XLT Ralph Lauren color block shirt. Really, really nice long sleeve, brand new with tags. Good little retail find. This one sold for $68. It sold in like 3 days. I just listed this and it already sold. I knew how fast this would sell because these are hard to find already, and the fact that it's a 4XLT just makes it even harder to find. So the big and tall guy looking for this shirt. I don't know how many of these are listed on eBay, but I guarantee there's not many. So as long as I priced at or below what everybody else was, I knew it would sell fast, and that's what happened. So Polo Ralph Lauren color block shirt, $68. I forget what I paid. I think I paid like $26 for that. So I mean, it was a crazy good retail find. I found quite a few good retail finds over the last couple weeks. This one's going to ship out at a 1 pound rate. Buyer paid $9.45 for shipping. I'm only paying $8.71. What label printer do I use? I use a Dymo 4XL. I don't think they currently make the 4XL. It's discontinued. You have to get the Dymo 5XL. I wouldn't suggest getting the 5XL because they use Dymo labels. You have to have the specific labels for Dymo, and they are a little bit more expensive than regular labels. I would suggest, there's linked in my bio, there's an IDPRT link. There's also Rollo printers you can go for. Jaden printer is a good one too. There's tons of thermal printers. Just try to find a good cheap one. Look at some reviews on YouTube and buy a good cheap one. Most thermal printers do the same exact thing. You don't really need to spend an arm and a leg for them. But I would suggest getting a thermal printer because you will save yourself money over years and years and years of printing labels. If you guys don't know how thermal printers work, they burn the image onto the label. There is no ink used, so you're no longer having to buy ink. You just have to buy the labels. That's it. And then 2, if you leave your packages outside and it like gets damp outside, the humidity, or it rains on your packages, if you use ink, your ink will run on your actual label, and then the post office man won't be able to scan it. I know that firsthand because I used to be a post office man. I hate to try to scan those labels because they would be all runny and there's nothing I could do about it. But if you use a thermal label, it's burned on there, so there is no running unless your label gets soaked, and then of course the label gets damaged. But it usually takes quite a bit of rain for that to happen. So Vineyard Vines men's pants, I grabbed these. I think they were $10. They were $40 at Red, White, and Blue, and they were 75% off. Nobody grabbed them. They're brand new, just men's khaki Vineyard Vines pants. Good time of year to grab these and list them because people are buying school clothes for their kids or their young adults. That's probably who this went to. Or this is a good work outfit too. This one sold for $39.99. So Red, White, and Blue had this priced at full price. Nobody's paying that price at a Red, White, and Blue for men's khaki pants. So I came in and swooped in and grabbed them for 75% off. And then these were only listed for about a week and a half. So have a good Thursday. Might go to estate sale shopping. Nice. Let's go. Appreciate you stopping in. D to God in the house. All right, that one's going to ship out $6.45. Buyer paid $11.40. Everybody's always asking about the shipping prices and why they're so expensive for certain items like this. I use retail rates. I use calculated shipping. That's what they would pay if they went to the what am I trying to say? If they went to the post office, that's what they would pay for it. So I don't control that. I just put in calculated shipping based off where the buyer lives, and then eBay charges me
the discounted rates. So that's how I get that little discount in shipping. But that's it. I only got one more order to ship out. I'm going to do that right after the live. Again, shout out Jennifer for coming in and buying 3 of my Tommy Bahama shirts. I'll ship those out today, and I will send the discounted shipping back to you. How do you weigh backpacks and stuff? How do I weigh backpacks and stuff? If I were to list a backpack and I had a box that it would fit in, like let's say the backpack fit in this box right here, and that's what I would be shipping it in, I would put the backpack in that box. I would weigh it with the backpack in the box and any packing material if I was going to add packing material in there. Weigh that, measure that box, put it into my listing. I would seal up that box, stick it on a shelf. As soon as the item sold, I would pull that box down that's already packed up, sealed, ready to go, slap my label on and ship it out. If you wanted to weigh just the backpack, I would weigh the backpack and I would add like a good pound on top of it, because that's probably how much the box with the packing material is going to be. You always want to overestimate, but yeah, that's how I would do it. Thermal printers are a game changer. If you're on the fence, buy one. Yes. If you're not using a thermal printer and you have the excess funds in your business account to buy a thermal printer, just go buy a thermal printer. You'll thank me and you'll thank User. User, you got to change your name, by the way. You got to change your name to something that I can read. But User, you will agree with User too, because thermal printers are a game changer. I've been using this Dymo since 2018. I haven't had any issues with it. I'll just keep using it until it dies. Basically, that's how I will use it. I double polybag mine. Never had any issue. Yeah. You're talking about backpacks? Yeah, I probably would do the same thing too. If I had a big polybag, just double polybag it, and you should be good to go with a backpack. And then just weigh the polybag, put in the dimensions of the polybag. Good to go. All right, guys, appreciate you. I should have a short form piece of content coming out today, so make sure you look out for that. I'll also be posting throughout the day. I did find a couple more pieces yesterday that I'm going to throw up as posts on Facebook and Instagram, so you guys will see that. Also, if you're watching on YouTube too, I'm able to post in the community now. So I didn't know there was a community post thing. So all the photo posts that I put on Facebook and YouTube, or Facebook and Instagram, are also going to go on YouTube, so you guys can like treat it as social media over here too. So you guys won't miss out on any of those posts. So you don't even have to follow me on Instagram, Facebook. You'll see all my finds on YouTube as well. So appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.